everyone. Okay, let's talk about growing garlic in South Florida. Everyone says it can be done, and I am starting to think they're right. I decided this last year to do a little experiment where I was going to grow garlic in South Florida. I've done some research on it online, and apparently there are people who live down here who say that it can be done. Now, I'm gonna give you the timeline really quick, okay? I purchased garlic seed, so like the garlic cloves, I purchased from Southern Exposure Seed Exchange. Last year, I purchased around October, I want to say. Then I put it in my fridge, right? Because you need to mimic some sort of a winter, which down here we obviously do not have super low temperatures like that. So I kept it in my fridge until Christmas Day. So I don't know exactly how many weeks that is, but I think you're supposed to mimic the winter, I think 6 to 8 weeks, something like that. So I had it in the fridge that entire time. Christmas Day, I took them out and I planted them into my garden. The two varieties that I grew were both Italian varieties, soft neck varieties that apparently do really well, or a lot better, I should say, in warmer weather. One of the Italian varieties I bought was named Lorz, L-O-R-Z. I don't know how you're supposed to say that. And then the other one, I don't think it really had a name. It was just like a generic, like heat-loving Italian garlic, soft neck garlic, okay? So I planted them in different spots in my garden. A lot of them, so now it's April, right? Apparently, I'm supposed to let it go until May, June, July. You can let it keep growing until that time. Which to me sounds kind of crazy because that's when our weather gets super extremely hot. So I don't know. It just, I don't know. I really don't know. But it just seems like the garlic would struggle even harder in the middle of our summer, right? Especially towards the end when it's trying to bulb and finish. So whatever, that being said, it's now April. We're at the end of April, so we can almost count it as like beginning of May. So I'm just gonna roll it over and say it's like May pretty much, right? Because we're on the very last days of April. I'm gonna pull the garlic, and this is why. The majority of the garlic I had scattered throughout my garden grew, I say that because even though the roots definitely were deep into the ground and really sunken in there, the green was very limpy, and actually the majority of the time in my garden, the garlic was like this, like all floppy to the side, okay? Which can be a good sign. I ended up pulling those way earlier. Come to find out, they were bulbing underneath. They just had really tiny little garlic bulbs like that big. So there is another pot. There is another set that I had next to the papaya tree. That just got too demolished in the sun. It was just getting hit too hard, and I don't think the soil there really was holding on to moisture well. Those completely just, those did not even grow like barely at all. There wasn't even like a, it was just a mess. That was a mess. So they're gone. The last set I had was in a pot. Now the pot is really, really big and cumbersome. So today I'm getting rid of it because the pot right now is just kind of like in the middle of my patio. I've got nowhere else to put it. There's nothing else growing there except the garlic. The garlic's not looking great. We're already now going into May, and I'm really not thinking this is going to turn out to be, you know, these wonderful bulbs of garlic. I might be wrong, absolutely. But I'm just impatient. I want to clear out this pot, this huge pot that I have that has so much soil in it. And I've just decided, since I pulled some of the other ones earlier and they did start to bulb, I'm just going to be utilizing them as green garlic. What that means is you don't let the garlic bulb all the way and then dry it as you would traditionally. Pretty much you use it green. So you would, instead of letting it dry and cure, you would use it in your kitchen while it's still small and green. I know that parts of the green tops, I think people had said you can use them almost like scallions and they have a really good flavor. What I'm going to be doing is pulling them, seeing what they look like, and infusing them into apple cider vinegar. I like this because this is kind of like a somewhat permanent way of enjoying my harvest. Okay, now I definitely do think at the end of this whole experience, I do think that growing garlic in South Florida is totally worth it because you are still getting a lot of those medicinal benefits, and it's still super delicious, even though there might not be these gigantic, huge, you know, garlic bulbs that you're going to be, you know, braiding and hanging in your kitchen. Okay, we're not going to have this exaggerated thing, but you're still going to get the benefits of it, and it's still going to be yummy. So what I've decided is pull up all my garlic today, okay, even though they're small bulbs, cut them up, put them in a mason jar with apple cider vinegar, and I'm also going to harvest a bunch of my chive flowers because my chives right now are flowering. And that is going to make a delicious, delicious vinegar, chive and garlic vinegar, which I'm going to be using for salad dressings in the upcoming months. And not just that, but you know, you are getting that antifungal, antibacterial, incredible medicinal benefit from garlic. So come with me, let's go now to the garden. You're gonna see me pull it up and let's see what this travesty looks like. Okay, so this is the pot I was talking about. It is pretty large. And these are my sad little garlics. See how they're real, just thin. Let's see, I've got some weeds growing in here. I'm using my son's little shovel. See, they have like large roots, but see, let me see another one. On there, it's like 2. Can you guys see that? Look how tiny, but it smells really good, I'll tell you that much. So here they are. Here is my garlic harvest. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Like really tiny. I mean, yeah, I could have left this for another couple months, but honestly, the temperatures have already been so hot here for just April. I mean, we've had, like in March, we had a day that was like in the 90s. Like that's ridiculous, okay? So I don't see this getting any better. I'm just gonna be cutting this up. I'm also gonna cut up like these green bits as well and put them all in my vinegar. And that'll be a really delicious vinegar to have here in the kitchen. So if you live in South Florida, I would recommend still doing it. It's fun, it doesn't take a lot of room in the garden, and honestly, this actually deters pests in the garden, which is another reason why I wanted to do it. So I think in this case, there's a lot of benefit to it anyway. But there it is. There's my garlic harvest. So cute. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And I'll see you guys in the next one.